Number two, he is preparing us for a season of seeing. You seek the truth. But the reason why he's standing afar off and hiding his face, because he wants you to seek and then see. And not be distracted by the comfort of your past relationship with him. Because he's doing something new right now. Oh, boy, y'all don't know. Y'all, I got one back there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, sweetheart? You don't want to get so comfortable with your past relationship with God until you don't see what he's doing right now. Now, here's the other thing. Watch this, Andy. Here's the other thing. The psalmist is saying, you got to be ready for true truth. Notice, he doesn't really start telling the truth about the oppressor until God backs up. Once he notices that God is standing afar off and God has been covered, now he can truly see what's really going on and who the oppressor is. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. In verses 2 through 11, he sees the oppressor clearly. Now, people, I need you to follow this closely because I'm getting ready to go real deep with this one. Now that the Lord is standing and hiding, I can see that the oppressor is wicked. And in verse 2, he said, I can see that the oppressor persecutes the poor. In verse 3, he says, I can see that the oppressor boasts of his heart's desire. Huh? Y'all with me? In verse 4, the oppressor has pride and won't seek God. In verse 5, the oppressor has ways that are grievous. In verse 6, that joker won't be moved. In verse 7, the oppressor curses, deceives, and defrauds people. In verse 8, the oppressor murders the innocent. In verse 9, he waits to catch the poor unaware. Let me try that again. He waits to catch the poor unaware. And in verse 11, he thinks God doesn't see it. He didn't see this, Diane, until God backed up. Y'all didn't see who the real oppressor was until God backed up. Only when God backed up did we find out Wall Street was the oppressor. Lehman Brothers was the oppressor. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the oppressor. Federal government, the oppressor. We didn't see it until God backed up. Fortune 500. We didn't see them as being as greedy as they are until God backed up. They were our heroes. We would read the Wall Street Journal before we read the Bible. Look, we would be in the classifieds trying to find 15, 16 properties and trying to close on this and open that before we would read the Bible. But now that God is backed up, we understand who the real oppressors are. And they're described right here. Okay, Jesus told me it's going to get quiet here. But it's going to get worse before it get better, Jay. You going to stay with me? He said, as long as I can. Now check this out. Do you to name the oppressor, even if the oppressor is you. Wait. Portia, these folk don't believe that you can be your own oppressor. What is an oppressor? An oppressor is one who takes advantage of another one's weakness and preys on one at their weakest moment. How many can admit that you have taken advantage of your own weakness? Not many. How many can admit you have jailed your own self? Okay. How many can admit you have enslaved yourself? Whatever you tell you to do, that's what you do, right, wrong, or indifferent. You take advantage of your own weakness. And the only way, Lord, why are you doing this to me? The only way him to get us to see who the oppressor is for him to back up. Some of us haven't seen this much of our real selves in 20 years. Because this thing we going through now, oh, it'll show you who you really are and what you really made of. Some of y'all don't understand self-oppression. Okay, let me break it all the way down. Spending money you don't have. Buying houses you can't afford. Using fake social security numbers and bumping up your salary that you ain't never had in order to get a house that you can't afford. Self-oppression. Some of y'all sitting up in now, you got 16 social security numbers. And you'd have made it number 17 if God hadn't backed up. Oh, y'all don't want to talk back to me now? Now this thing's being exposed. Now all the banks need to bail out. And then for y'all, see that? They ain't the only one. Buying cars you know you couldn't afford. Self-oppression. And you didn't see it. Rolling up here, and I thank God for you with your big trucks and your big cars. 3 and 4 changing up when you get ready. I ain't mad at you because I've always liked to roll that way because I like variety. But it was not until God backed up. Now, GM and Ford and all of them, they looking for a bailout. The oppressors. It would not been exposed unless God backed up. Lord, why are you doing this to me?